Okay, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your presence here. Let me say that for me it's a great pleasure to receive Mr. Yang, a good friend, here in Brussels today. It's the first time that he comes to Brussels. He visits this institution. And we have had a very, very good exchange of views, long, profound, and I can tell you that I'm very pleased. My dear friend, really, thank you very much for coming. It has been a very good meeting. Let me say that the bilateral relations between China and the European Union are very good. But still we can do it better. And we are trying to do with these meetings is to construct a solid and more profound relationship. Today we have had the opportunity to talk about that, about the bilateral relations, but also about how to look at the world as much as possible with the same eyes, with the same wavelength. And I think I can tell you that it has been a very good meeting in that sense also. I'd like to tell you that in the coming period of time, we have three very important events for Russia and for the European Union. The first, the Olympic Games. And we want very much for China to have a very successful Olympic Games. That's the interest of everybody, the interest of the Olympic family, and the interest of the peace and security in the world also. The second thing we have is the ASEAN summit that will take place in Beijing. And I hope very much that there will be also a very successful summit. For us, Europeans, it's very important, not only because China will be there, but also because other countries from the region, a region in which we want to have deeper relations also, will be there. So we hope very much to have a good success. Then at the end of the year 2008, we have the summit, the European Union-China summit. That will be, to my mind, a very good wrap-up of all this period of time in which China and the European Union are working so much together. Now, I started my conversation with my friend Mr. Yang, showing our solidarity with the tragedy in China. China's people can be sure that we care about them, that we try to help as much as we can, and the families will have our solidarity. And the government and the leaders, they know they have our solidarity. My friend.
Thank you, Mr. Solana. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to see you here, friends from the media. Let me say that today I've had a very good discussion, very constructive discussion with Mr. Solana. This is my first trip to EU headquarters as the Chinese foreign minister. China attaches a great deal of importance to this relationship. We covered much ground, and I started my discussion by thanking Mr. Solana and EU for its very forceful support for our effort to combat the consequences of the Wenchuan earthquake. I think the support from EU shows the friendship of the EU people for the Chinese people. And I said that we are deeply convinced that with the firm leadership of the Chinese government, with the gigantic efforts of our people, and with the vigorous support from the international community, including EU, we'll be able to triumph over the difficulties and rebuild our beautiful homeland. We talked about the bilateral relationship between China and EU. We think that the relationship has come a long way and has made big progress. Both China and EU have important regional and worldwide influence. And in this evolving world, we need to put our relationship in a global context. And from a strategic point of view, we should continue to push forward the comprehensive strategic partnership between China and the EU. I believe that so long as we move forward on the basis of equality, mutual benefit, and non-interference in each other's internal affairs, the comprehensive strategic partnership between China and EU will continue to make headway. As a matter of fact, a lot of consensus was reached between Mr. Solana and I myself, we believe that we need to work together in view of the challenges in the world and help to push forward the relationship and help to promote regional and global peace, stability, and prosperity. I have extended an formal invitation to Mr. Solana to visit China at a time mutually convenient, and I'm sure that through our common efforts, the relationship will continue to make headway. And particularly, as Mr. Solana mentioned, EU has expressed support for a successful Olympics, and we warmly welcome that. And we also believe that with good participation from both European and Asian countries, and through our joint efforts, the 7th ASEAN to be held in Beijing will be crowned with success, and the China-EU summit to be held at the end of the year will be a good wrap-up of the progress made, and will also be a starting point for further progress down the years. Thank you very much.
What do you expect of your visit to Iran? Do you expect any positive results? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. Yes, we have discussed, Mr. Yang and myself, Iran, and we have discussed also the trip, which I will be going on Saturday, I think, with representing also China, Russia, the members of the United States, the 3 members of the European Union. I hope very much it will be a good visit. We go with that spirit. China and ourselves, we have discussed that, and we go with that spirit, and we hope very much that there will be a positive outcome of the visit, and it will not be just one visit. It will be a process that restarts again and trying to find a diplomatic solution, a political solution to the crisis, but saying again that for us, and I talk on behalf of everybody that I will represent, the trip is very, very important that the nuclear issue is resolved in a manner that the international community will have objective guarantees of the nature of the program, of the nuclear program on Iran. But as I said, we have discussed that, and we have the same wavelength, same syntony, the same point of view between China and the European Union.
What do you expect from this visit of Mr. Solana to Iran? And President Bush this morning said again that every option is still possible against Iran. So do you share this point of view, or what's your response to him?
Let me say that China is for the safeguarding of the non-proliferation regime, and we are for maintaining peace and stability in the Middle East. We believe that the Iranian nuclear issue should be solved peacefully through diplomatic channels. Through the joint efforts of EU 3+3, agreement has been reached on the program for the resumption of the dialogue and negotiations with the Iranian side, and there will be a letter also sent to the Iranian side. I think this is a good first step made, and here I must pay tribute to all the 6 parties, and particularly to my good friend, Mr. Solana, for his relentless efforts. We have also taken note of the fact that the Iranian side has also put forward its proposal. We hope that both sides will have earnest dialogue for the resumption of the talks. This issue is a very important issue, and it will be in the interest of the region and in the world that this issue, the appropriate a good settlement is found for this issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.